Previously on KIMBA TV. And I don't know if you want to short, bro. But on Friday and Saturday and Sunday, we talked about this is SFP candidate and this is SFP candidate. And do you remember when I said this? I don't think you should really do a short until here. Maybe you could make an argument for the point of control. But were you here yesterday? I really tried to be careful with how I said it. But last night I made it very clear. Gentlemen, we're looking for longs. Ain't nobody fucking shorting here. Good morning. Nothing's really changed too much though. We are now inside of value. So dink, dink, dink. Yeah, we'll see if this holds, huh? 886, stand the fuck up! Greedy the fuck up! Who goosing? Who goosing? Who goosing? Let me know if you guys have any questions. John Kata says, can you do some link TA? We'll go through and do a whole bunch of TA. John Kata. Yeah. But were you here for the Sunday stream? You like watched what we were talking about? Yeah, it's level to level. Do I think we're gonna get 110? Yeah, but it's level to level. So we need to see the reaction here. We need to see the reaction here. We need to see the reaction here. You know. All right, brother. But yeah, at some point, you know, somebody was asking, hey, do you think like 108 is still possible? Sure. Yes, 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 yes. So first things first, just make sure that you're on CME and you kind of understand what we're working with. So this is RTH. Let me put it on 1 hour RTH for us. So maybe this will help a little bit. And let me do this for you on ETH. Lapide says, how can I ask for the Fibonacci lessons? Can I ask the AI? No, I wouldn't ask the AI. P2P says, thought I was on the no music stream for a second. That boy locked in. I am locked in, my boy. Yup. Cream says, yeah, just check levels to the upside and downside. Yeah, this is like your last sort of level of support, brother. Yep, and we've been talking about it since Sunday. Do you know why like this is kind of an important level? Do you know why we mark that? Why that imbalance is important? Why this might not necessarily matter? Yeah, easy money, my boy. But yeah, let me know, Cream. It's, you know, there's smaller time frame, there's medium time frame, and there's higher time frame. All right, Cream. So I might be bullish on higher time frame, but I might be bearish on like medium. You know, so it's level to level. Is 110, 108 possible? Sure. But this is a level of interest that we've been eyeing since Sunday. So, all right, Cream. Like if you want a long, Cream, without this low getting cleaned, then this is the last place, you know? And for a lot of people, like, you know, like mathematically, it's a cheap long. You know what I mean? So, but what is cool though, Cream, is we talked about this level on Sunday for a while. So, like for example, if you pulled the fib from here to here to here, like this to this, what would be something that might indicate, could this be? Is this a div by chance? Because it, you know, it would be funny if this was a div and this was a div. So, you know, Cream, all you have to do is identify level. Identify the level. Check. Okay, what does the open interest look like right here? What does this look like? What does this look like? Are there any divergences? What about S&P confluence? So think about all of the things that we always do and just execute that thing. Use today, use like a trade opportunity as a way to test yourself. All right, Cream? So level identified. Do you see any hidden CVD bull div? Do you see any regular CVD bull div? What does the open interest look like? Could it be a mathematical level? So all you have to do now is you wait 23 more minutes for the 30-minute candle close to finish. That's it. But you should already be able to tell me if there's a regular bull div. Is there a bigger time frame hidden CVD bull div? What did the open interest do? What was the Fibonacci level that got hit? How many candles above or below? All right, Cream. And so kind of, you know, finesse in between your smaller time frame, medium time frame, and higher time frame. All right, big dog. I think on the higher time frame, 108, 109 is definitely possible, and I'm looking to long that hoe. You with me? Medium time frame right now, like you said, bearish. All right, and then maybe on the smaller time frame, you're looking to see if there's any sort of CVD div, is anything going to hold, what is open interest looking like, etc., etc. All right, Cream? So let me know if you have any questions, big dog. Mohan says, today no analysis on Bitcoin? What do you mean? What changed since Sunday, Mohan? What changed since Sunday, Mohan? I mean, ask me questions if you have any questions, but brother, I am waiting. How long has this been here? We talked about this and this. If you think S&P is going to hold this VWAP, hold value, maybe it fucks around and makes a failed auction, right? It can make another failed auction. Maybe it just cleaned the thing, right? If you think that there is a chance S&P is going to hold this and somehow, some way revert back and either grab that single print or make a new all-time high, then you can keep longing Bitcoin, you can keep longing altcoins. If the value area high is indeed resistance, then where is it gonna go to? So you need to now wait. Any sort of Bitcoin, altcoin long that you wanted to do, like, do you want to wait for it to hit this, or you want to take a trade before? Higher time frame, we're looking for longs. If you think that you're going to get rate cuts next month, and if you think rate cuts are going to be bullish, then nothing has changed. You're between 3 weeks ago and middle of September, you're looking for longs. We're looking for longs. But as we talked about, if value area high is really resistance, if we're really going to spend time here, the probability of it rotating to at least value area low, the probability increases. Today is Tuesday. Tomorrow is Wednesday. The next day is Thursday. What is Friday and Saturday? Jackson Hole, not mine. Jackson Hole, not mine. So, what is the sort of the big topic of Jackson Hole? Why is it that we're waiting, kind of looking forward to what Jerome Powell is going to say on Friday? So let's think about it for a second. Between now and September 17th, if you think rate cuts are going to happen, and if you think rate cuts are going to be bullish, you are looking for longs. I don't care if Bitcoin goes to 111. I don't care if it goes to 109. I don't care if it goes to 108. I'm going to long all that hoe. Alrighty? That's the higher time frame. I think rate cuts is a sign of altcoin season. I've been saying that shit since last October. All right? So higher time frame will never change. Okay? Medium time frame, remember what we've been talking about. If you lose value area high, let's see a full rotate. That's it. I'm using this time and my preparation to debug and work with the devs to make sure that the subathon and the $500,000 giveaway is going to work properly. I don't want to find out 2 weeks later that somebody got $500 when they were only supposed to get $200. Bro, being prepared is what helps you. You don't really want to be like asking me every day, every hour, hey, what are we doing today? Hey, what are we doing today? Because you should already have a higher time frame and a medium time frame plan. You know? And I don't know if you've been like paying attention, dude, but like I have 15, 20, $25 million testnet, you know, not spot, but like a margined position that I'm going to be taking on S&P. Is it going to be this box? I mean, look at how VWAP is lining up right here now. I know that if the hidden bull div isn't going to work out at the box, then I can wait for VWAP. And I will take, you know, the big position on S&P first, and then I'll take a look at crypto and see what it do. But I've already kind of figured out, like I already know, I don't know about you, but 114, 115, 116 is a really important level for me. And I've been talking about that for months. So it's not that hard for me to like, some people are going to be like, ah, dog. I've already been here. You know? And like, I played, I was here for this. 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 Like, it's not that hard. It's ranging. I mean, we couldn't get above. Look, these are all kind of pixel perfect. Single print. Couldn't get above. We had to turn this into support. You know, so you could be thinking about trying to long here. Yeah, but again, simple, just like this, math came into play. You needed to turn that into support, just like how this was supposed to get turned into support. So just take it level by level. From a mathematical standpoint, like, you know, like just, I would think common sense would be like, okay, let's see this and continue down. You know, but as soon as one of these things changes, like dink, 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 then it's like, oh shit. But I'm not even going to look for structure change until I get to see this now. But that's been the plan since Sunday. Like, I didn't just make that up right now on the spot. That's something that we talked about Sunday, Monday. Okay. So I guess the point that I'm trying to make is you're fine right now, bro. You're not missing out on like a generational short. You're not missing out on like a generational long. Okay. I care more about making sure that everybody's giveaway shit is going to work properly than trying to get into a trade right now. We can chill. You with me? Oh, Mohan, how long have I been talking about I'm interested in doing a big S&P long? Okay. I'm more stressed about the fucking subathon stuff and like giveaway stuff than the S&P $20 million long right now. You have any other questions? What do you guys want to look at? You guys have between now and middle of September to get into altcoin longs, okay? What we're almost there, aren't we? We're almost there. What do you mean, can we look at Sol? We TA'd the fuck out of Sol already. Doesn't the golden pocket in the box line up for a reason? If you don't have the Sol levels, all you need to do is watch yesterday's stream. Yeah, so for Sol, wait, lower. We're waiting for lower, are we not? ETH, what the fuck did we say about ETH? I swear to God, you better not be fucking asking me about ETH, Claytown. The fuck did we... All right, you know what? See, y'all are tripping because of volatility, huh? Y'all need Poppy Bugatti? Somebody AI generate Poppy Bugatti for me, okay? But like a Superman with a B in the middle. Alrighty, lions, we gonna try to get nasty with it. We gonna try to get nasty with it. This one's tough. We're gonna have to maybe go with 6420, you guys. Kind of awkward, but if we're gonna go blind, then not really blind, but you know. Wait, what? Do I need to refresh this bitch? There it is. What the fuck? Jesus Christ, BTCC, get your head out of your ass. I'm gonna just look at my other chart. I'm on 5 right here. Yeah, it's kind of tricky right now. Boy. Are you fucking serious? So, yeah, I have plan A, plan B, and plan C. Yep. And what's really interesting is, if you remember when we first came up with this box, it was like over here. The VWAP was all the way down here. Now it is here. So even if I get away with this, I really have to be careful for something like this. You know? So first things first, 8 more minutes on this 30-minute candle close. Let's go. Owner Zero says, I got filled on Sol. Okay, yeah, well, show me you know what you're doing, meaning manage risk. Okay? Is it likely that your first attempt is going to be the one that juices you? Or are you looking at open interest to see if there's people that are longing just like you that's probably going to get stopped out, and maybe you should anticipate a trident? Okay? Don't get like all crazy. Okay? But ladies and gentlemen, forget the PNL, the whatever, okay? Take pride in your preparation. Take pride in your preparation, motherfuckers. I don't care if you're longing. I don't care if you still have shorts. I could give 2 shits what you're doing. All I care is, are you prepared? Don't get got. What do you guys think? Husky, are you good? Owner Zara, you good? Bulls, Bears, we're all Lions. I'm rooting for y'all. Okay? And it's just the first 2 hours of fucking this week. Are you guys ready to rock and roll for 24/7? What's the timer on the subathon right now? An hour? You guys ready to juice up for the next hour and 12 minutes? Cut time! Quit playing! Talk to me. Talk to me. Talk to me, y'all. It's gotta be testnet. It's gotta be testnet. Just give me like 15, 20 more minutes, brother. I feel like we have done enough TA, but let me know. Full transparency, I'm getting into S&P longs like we talked about a while ago. I was filled first for about 12 mil. I'm now in for like 14 and a half, I think. And if it goes all the way to VWAP, it'll be a full fill. So let me know if you have any questions. US 30. And then beyond that, VWAP, there's no more long to be had. So that's the S&P one. And then if S&P can get above the box, then we'll start taking a look at Bitcoin and altcoins. But to be honest, like everything is actually pixel perfect. So this is ETH. Beautiful. Beautiful. Soul. Useless motherfucking lines. Yeah, so it really just comes down to preparation, I think. Obviously, I think ETH can go even a little bit lower. We want that key level to be tapped, right? The 41 hundo. So a sweep is a sweep, you dig? A sweep is a sweep. Consuelo be consueling, you know what I mean? No mames, no mames. You know, a sweep is a sweep. So it is what it is. But damn. Pretty sure we drew this before, but damn, that would be Gucci Magucci, huh? And I think that's the, I don't want to say the same setup, but like, fuck, dude. That would just be too funny. So if you believe it, take it, stop loss and profit, break even. You know that it's not going to be as easy as you want it to be. Be proud of your preparation, lower that leverage, have that medium and higher time frame thought process, and let's juice the fuck up this week. I'm going to keep streaming until the timer stops. All right, but goddamn, these levels be juicy Magucci. Juicy Magucci. Oh wow, that's an April song. That's crazy. Ace, Goose, ETN, RPM. Space Cash says, trying to see if we have any data edge here. I want to close my short, but I don't see this. No, don't close a short. Rather, Space Cash, instead of closing a short, a hedge long if you want. Yeah, because you already have your bias. Yeah. I see a bounce here. I think so too. But how long have you been, we already talked about this kind of holding and, being able to get above here and stuff like that. Yeah. I think the biggest thing that will help me determine if anything is worthy or anything is good in terms of a bullish movement is if S&P can fucking close above the box. By the way, what the fuck is this? All I know is, dude, and the session point of control is on, it's crazy. So you know that I'm in a long, right, on S&P? Book says we should move this because it did make a higher high. I'm not really tripping about it. I'm not gonna move. This doesn't have to be here, but so it's let's just would I prefer that it wasn't so fucking slow? Yes. Is it math and fibs? Yes. And you guys already know what it do. So we got to get the fuck above the box. We got to get above golden pocket. And really, even if we get above golden pocket, like we got to get above VWAP. Space Cash. Are we good? I'm trying to do all this shit live, so, just vibe with me and let's get it. Cream says, did you any outs? What do you mean? Well, I still have the soul. Other than that, no, I'm waiting. Is there anything in particular you want to look at? So ETH, I had a small position earlier. Now I already got round tripped on the first ETH attempt, and now I'm gonna just wait for the key level to get tapped. No, I already got round tripped. Yep. So nothing now. Let me break it down. So these are like the protocols that I won't steer away from, Cream. Any attempt that I take, it has to be during RTH. Okay, Cream? Do you know why? Do you know why? Like, obviously, this is a clean level that we've had for a very, very, very long time. So any of these like sweeps, I'm gonna do it. This is kind of showing weakness now. You can't tap it so many goddamn times. So not only am I gonna wait for that, but just take a look at CME. Do you, and there's no right or wrong answer, by the way. Sometimes I feel like people think I'm being sarcastic. I'm not. Do you want to take a long before the gap is closed? Yes or no? I think that's really just how you break it down, ETN. I mean, Cream. And then ETN is asking me about Sol. Sol, I have my 160. And I'm not gonna, I'm gonna just let that run. I've only shaved 5%. Yeah, the last time I shaved was when it made a higher high. That's it. Yep. So that's it, Cream. Dot, nope. So let's take a look at Dot. Let's go to the 8-hour real quick. Because we were talking about this. Okay, so I just want you to kind of think about all the shit that we've talked about in terms of like basic strategy. How do you confirm that the head and shoulders is in play? What does Bolkowski say about the EV? What's the EV? Okay, so percentage meeting price target, 51%. So basically half. Everybody understands how you're supposed to get the target for a head and shoulders? Okay, and by the way, this is all in the other streams, but... Okay, and then your EV is 50%. So like you can just kind of cut that bitch in half, okay? So step one, you confirm. Wow, that doesn't look like confirm. When you make a lower low, if you're thinking about a short, the book one would look something like this. Obviously, you want this. But since this is your EV, you probably shave 33% or 50% right here, and then you're letting the rest run for all the way down there. That being said, this is still like kind of medium time frame. If you zoom out on all this bullshit, well, you can see what that is, right? It's almost like your Genesis sweep. So this puts you in right here or right here. And if you are somebody that is thinking all of this is going to get reset, then, all right, Lana Zach. So what do you think Bitcoin is going to do? What do you think S&P is going to do? This is going to be really interesting. This is going to be really interesting. Of course, any of these long attempts is going to be contingent on these not getting cleaned. So but yeah, you know, swaggity, 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 man. The good news is, I bet we see this. How long? What's the subathon? I bet you that in the next 27 hours we visit that level, which means you get to see me take it or not take it, and you can ask me live. How about that? Lana Zach? I just don't know what the open interest is gonna look like. Where is Bitcoin when DOT is there? Where is S&P when Bitcoin is down there? All right, Lonnie.
Do it, man.
No, let's do it. I'm trying to you show me. I will gladly do that. That's whatever. I don't give a shit about that, but I'm talking about let's have you lock in. And whatever giveaway you get, don't even burden yourself with that shit. Just like try to do the right thing for the next 10 days. Let's take some nice trades. Do you have any questions about ETH? So this is your bullish retest of the key level right here.
Yeah.
You know, so it hasn't made a higher high yet. And we're going to see if there's any 5-minute candle closes below the key level. But now what you would want is, how would we know if it did a bullish retest of the key level?
IRI.
There you go. So it's like, I feel like this is a classic case of people probably getting a little papinked, and then we're going to see if it can make a higher high. And so really in like 30 minutes, we'll probably have the scalp of the night, which will end up being ETH. And again, like, you know, Inky made a really great point. The RTH gap is not filled. So if you are going to take a long, you definitely need to, you know, understand that the best long will be to wait until
RTH, of course.
Yeah.
Like the gap.
When it actually claims the gap. Yep. And then like a lot of people, especially during RTH, will try to long this. It's supposed to front run it or blast through it. You've got an RTH single print right there. So anything, this is valid, but that's really interesting, grabbing the single print. And then this is really interesting, maybe like on a trident. So those are kind of like your options just in case. So if you do still take it tonight, and maybe you do get lucky, I bet some people just got stopped out right on the bullish retest. Like not KIMBA gang, but like, you know, if you had a long from here and once it made that higher high, you said, fuck it. And, you know, you have your stop loss like right here, right now. So let's see if it hunts it. You could probably do something like this. But yeah, I mean, generally speaking, how much time can you spend above, build value above, or do we spend time below, or do we build value below the key level? And just kind of start from there. So, Mike Murdoch says, I'm looking for ETH to fill the gap and retest small time frame and go long for real. Got you. Now, Mike, I have been staring at shitty longs and shitty highs, single prints and gaps, getting left behind, left and right. And so, of course, in an ideal situation, it's an amazing buying tail, or it's an amazing selling tail, or, you know, it's a good low or a good high. But I've started to realize that I don't want to put too much weight, like, I've missed out on way too many trades just because I sat there talking about I want that low to get cleaned, or I want that high to get cleaned. So if a div is there, if structure is there, if open interest is there, then I'll take it with the understanding that there's a chance I can get round tripped higher than normal because of that bad low, because of that bad high, because of that single print that, you know, it front ran by $10 or whatever. Let's go. But yes, that just remember, usually, and you can see this for yourself, if it really is going to gap fill, a lot of people are going to try to long, which means that it will probably go beyond. So either way, I'll be here tomorrow during RTH and we can see it live together. See if it pixel fucks or if it grabs that single print. Do you want a gap fill or you want that single print? Amino Noob says, is 10x too much leverage for scope? Yeah, maybe. I think 5, 6, 7. I think you're going to have a little bit of an easier life, Amino Noob. Yeah, what I'm going to probably start to do tomorrow, because I'm already tired, is start maybe breaking our budget, whether it's 250,000, 500,000, whatever, and 100,000, whatever it is, and divide it up into maybe 10 so we know how much margin that we will put on each altcoin. But if we here go 5 minute 15, I will look it. Nice, nice. That sounds beautiful, my guy. At least you sound prepared, and let's juice, man. JV says, no way I got stopped out on lower low and they go on a gate. That's okay. But let's talk about a couple things, JV. First things first. Okay. I spy with my little eye. And were you here when we were looking? Is this a hidden CVD bull div? Yes or no? So that's okay, JV. You did the right thing. You got round tripped. You didn't take an L. Alrighty. At the end of the day, JV, I don't know if you were here or not, but something that you can take note is, do you see a difference between this 30-minute candle and this one? So when it's a red one, you always have chance for the one clean. Hey, JV, remember when I draw it like this, what do I say about this one? The first one arrives. The second one, what? Cleans, right? AO gains. So JV, it's all good, my boy. That's what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to clean your ass. Yeah, it's okay, my guy. It's all good. But let's talk about how you can enter, okay? It doesn't really change. This is still your entry. This is still your stop loss. So you're going to be looking for dink, dink, dink. And basically, this is now your inval. And that's okay. You know, but that's okay. I would say that half the time you're going to get away with it, JV. It is like the easiest, you know, like half the time, JV, you're going to get this Gucci. You know, you're going to get this, 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 right? You know that that's going to do that. Okay, no big deal. Ding, 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 right? Okay, here we go. Is it bullish? Can I get a high? Fuck. But that's okay. And so this, remember, plan B is always like, you need to have a key level. That's your invalidation. And now, JV, you know, if you feel like it, you can do this. And can you imagine if you get a 618 again? So you would be thinking to yourself, fuck. It's either the 7.5 or the 618. Now, with all that being said, JV, like, you know, slow it down and enjoy like the higher time frame planning, JV. So it's all good, my boy. But it's all good. It's all good. All right, JV, don't even trip, my boy. I have a feeling you're going to have the same sort of setup for Soul, dude. Do you think this is like Gucci or, I mean, I don't give a fuck, but I'm always going to be like, bruh, you know, especially if ETH is going to be goofy like that, you know, they have that gap left over. Yep. But that's okay. At least you got to see it live, bro. JV. Now, like when they're like 80 years from now, they're gonna be like, Grandpa JV, tell us a bedtime story. And you're gonna tell them a story about the three little piggies. The first one arrives, the second one cleans, and the third one confirms. But Grandpa, you always tell that story. Shut the fuck up! And listen to Grandpa. And by the way, dude, I know it's all just kind of like laughs right now, but there is also a reasoning to the madness, which is that emotional memories that either are funny or you had an enjoyment or it was really sad or whatever it is, like the emotional highs, if we're gonna get emotional, are the ones that at least trigger the best memory recall, right? So not only should this be reinforced through repetition, but hopefully maybe even something like this little funny ass memory can help you remember these things, brother. But to be honest, bro, it's all good. I mean, are you gonna take key? Yes or no? You gonna take that key? Where's JV? It hasn't made a higher high, which means that this and this is still in play. If you can make a higher high, then this can be the golden pocket retest. Like do you understand that the most bullish way that you could react is do the 1.25 golden pocket? So, brat, dink, dink. As of right now, look. 88675. Here you go. And you haven't made a higher high, which means that this could easily, you know, not hold the golden pocket. And then you're looking at, you know, this zone, buffer zone. You with me, JV? But it really doesn't matter if you're going to take a long here. It doesn't really matter if you're going to take this or anything like that or whatever, or maybe like the golden pocket. This is your new invalidation. All right. And like you would always be checking to see. You see like you see this overcompensation that allows for this to create a higher low. You see this overcompensation. You would want this maybe at the 0.5. Probably like this. You want to watch it together, JV? That's like the shittiest bullish scenario because obviously the best would be like this, you know? Hey, yo, Gaines says, but I'm still stuck.